Hey, it's time for the quarterfinals of my Grimdark Future Firefight tournament, and today's battle will be the Ratmen clans versus Havoc Androids. Let's meet the teams. For the Ratmen clans, we have Baba Splice, an elite champion. Zilf the Shiverborn is an elite with a heavy pistol and a battle claw. Chitterflux is an elite with a plasma rifle and a combat drill. And then 3 Stalkers, 2 with pistols and 1 with a flamer. And the Havoc Androids, you may recognise some of these models as being the Chaos Androids from Space Crusade. These robots are made by dwarven guilds and then handed over to legions of Havoc Brothers, who then bind small demons to turn them into weird robot-demon hybrid automatons. So the team has 4 Havoc Androids, 2 with rifles, 1 with a plasma gun and 1 with a heavy machine gun. The big one is Mildred the Torture Bot, a Havoc construct armed with 2 hex rifles. We are all set up. The mission is Sabotage with a frontline deployment. Each team begins in control of 1 objective. A team scores 1 victory point if they can destroy the enemy's objective by seizing it and having their own objective still intact. Okay, we're all set up. Battle round 1. The special rules for this battle will be random events and terrain and objective effects. Now I must confess, I've played this battle once already and I didn't get any random events throughout the whole battle. It was boring. So I'm going to play it again and we're going to have a random event every battle round this time. I'm not even going to roll to check to see if we get one, we're just going to get one. So let's see what we get. 46. That event is called From Bad to Worse, which is a melee related thing, so I don't know if that's going to come into play. Anyway, let's see who gets the first turn. Red die is Havoc Androids, yellow is... oh, okay. Yellow is Ratmen. Ratmen activate first. I'm playing with random activation, so let's see who gets to move. That would be Zilf the Shiverborn. Now, in my previous attempt at this battle, I learnt the hard way that if you want to get to an objective at the other side of the table, you have to run. So, Zilf will run and hide behind that tank trap. Over to the Havoc Androids, and 12 Bells of Grief will be the 1 unit they keep in defence. So he's just going to move in front of the objective and fire his heavy machine gun at Zilf. Quality 4. No hits. Chitterflux activates next, and he stood in terrain, so we need to check for a terrain effect. Right, so this rubble is protected with barbed wire. Then he's going to run up to the structure, and that's close enough that I'm going to check for a terrain effect here as well. More barbed wire. Mildred, the torture bot, comes barreling down the flank. Baba Splice next, she's also going to run up to this wall. She's out of range for an attack spell, so she'll hold on to those caster points. Xerox will run as fast as his metal legs can take him. And then the Ratmen Stalkers. Now, while it's tempting to stay nice and safe behind the barbed wire, they're going to rush forwards to this defensive position here. The android known as Woe Grinder will run. And finally, Rust Reaper will advance and then fire its plasma gun at the Stalkers. Quality 4. Missed! And there we go, that is the end of the round. Round 2, and to start things off, we have Chitterflux, and he's going to charge, so we've got a gap under the structure there. Bam! The combat drill whirs into life. 1 attack, AP1 with rending. Ooh, I wonder what it is. It's a miss. Xerox strikes back with a close combat weapon and also misses. I need to start keeping better track of who's fatigued. Let's use these tokens. Next up is 12 Bells of Grief, who will aim his heavy machine gun at the Stalkers. 2 hits. With AP1 and cover, the Stalkers will need 5s to block. Ooh, 1 is killed. Zilf the Shiverborn sidesteps the tank trap and then runs. Xerox next, and he's not going to engage there. He's going to run, but actually duck into this building. I'm going to put him on the roof, but he's actually on the ground floor down there. Okay, the Stalkers. Now their weapons are not in range. They can't see Xerox. So, they are going to hunker down. Grinder is going to run, but not go any further than this window. Alright, Baba Splice. She's going to see what she can do about this great big Christmas tree bauble over here. Advances a little way this way, and then casts lightning. She'll use all 4 caster points. She wants it to succeed. There we go. 1 hit with AP2 and Deadly 3. That's it, 3 wounds. Mildred does have self-repair. Let's see if she can get any 6s. Oh, she's repaired 2 of those wounds. So no wound effect roll needs to be made. Right, it's Mildred's activation now. She did not like being hit by lightning. She's going to assault Baba Splice. So we'll fire 2 hex rifles first. Let's see if the God of Change is with her. We have got 2 hits. Wait, 1 hit. 4's to block for Baba Splice, but a 1 will be an extra wound due to the warp keyword. So that is 1 wound. And then here comes Mildred's charge. A single heavy close combat weapon with -1 to hit for the assault. That is a miss. Baba Yaga is just armed with a simple close combat weapon, which she does strike with. A block roll for Mildred, and she takes a wound. Just Rust Reaper now, who will aim its plasma rifle at Zilf the Shiverborn, and misses. End of round 2, and I forgot to check for random events at the beginning of the round, didn't I? So let's do that now. What have we got? 63. That would be Warshout. Choose 1 model that is shaken, and it is no longer shaken. No one's shaken. Okay, started round 3. Let's get a random event. We have got 42. That is Berserker, so the first unit to score a hit in melee will score an extra wound. Oh, I need to make a terrain effect roll for Grinder in this ruined wall. 1, is no effect. The Stalkers activate first this round, and they are going to fire 1 pistol and 1 flamer at Grinder. We'll give him some cover. Red die is the flamer, so they both hit. Defense roll, no cover from the flamer. So that is 1 wound from the pistol shot. Let's make a wound effect roll. Shaken. 12 Bells of Grief will take the focus fire action and fire the heavy machine gun at Zilf. 2 hits. Armor piercing 1. So 5s to block. 2 wounds go through. This could be it for Zilf. He's shaken. Over to Chitterflux. He can't quite make a charge there, so we'll advance and then fire his plasma rifle at 12 Bells. It's a hit. So, although we've got some cover in the middle here, plasma is AP4, so a 6 to block. Nope, that's 1 wound. Wound effect. It's a kill! 12 Bells of Grief is grieving himself. Xerox, he comes running out of the structure and up to the Ratmen clan's supply point. Over to Baba Splice, and she's going to try lightning again. We'll take both caster points. She needs a 4, and Mildred is struck by lightning. But Mildred manages to block the lightning, so Baba Splice will advance backwards and use the flamer pistol at the end of her staff to fire at Wogrinder. It's a hit. No cover because it's a blast weapon. Wogrinder is unharmed. It's Mildred's turn and she's going to do an assault. So first of all, hex rifles firing at Baba Splice. -1 to hit, so we have 1 hit. Baba Splice needs a 4 to block, and the warp fire just washes over her. She's unharmed. Next comes the charge. Mildred stomps forwards and makes a single attack with a heavy claw. And that misses. Baba Splice strikes back with her stick and also misses. Okay, Zilf to activate, and the enemy objective is in sight, but you can't capture anything while you're shaken, so he's going to hunker down. Rust Reaper is up next, and the recommended course of action is a healthy dose of plasma to this rat here. And the plasma rifle hits. Chitterflux needs a 6 to block. Nope, the wound goes through. And wound effect roll. It's a kill. And finally, Wogrinder. He's going to take the last stand action and fire his rifle at the stalkers. So he takes a quality penalty. And that's a miss. That is the end of round 3, and we'll move on to the final round. Alright, round 4. Let's check for a random event. What we're going to get is 41. That is grave miscalculation. So the first time someone rolls a 1 to shoot on this round, they take an AP2 hit. Baba Splice to go first this round, and she sees a Havoc Android closing in on their supply point. So let's kick things off with lightning on Mildred. 2 caster points, so 4 better for it to work. It fails. An advance will get her into contesting range of the objective. Then she will aim her flamer pistol at Xerox. It hits. 4s to block. It's blocked. It's time for Mildred the Torture Bot, and she's going to assault Baba Splice. Hex rifle fire first, and again, if I roll a 1, that's a grave miscalculation. Here we go, -1 to hit. There's the 1 and 1 hit. Let's resolve the self-injury first. It's a single AP2 hit. Defense 4, so 5, 6. That is a wound. Mildred has a chance at self-repair, and does so. No wounds. And then the hex rifle hit on Baba Splice. She does not block it. In fact, that's a 1, so she takes 2 wounds. That warp injury takes up to 3 wounds in total, so she does need to make a wound effect roll. And she is shaken. Next comes the charge. Roar. 1 heavy claw attack. -1 to hit. That is a miss. Baba Splice swings back with her stick. She'll need a 6 to hit. It's a hit. Can Mildred block? Yes. It's the Stalkers next, and they have to advance to get into Xerox's way, since Baba Splice can no longer contest with her being shaken. I'll advance them there, and then we'll shoot the pistol and the flamer at Xerox. Both hit. And both are blocked. Wogrinder will remain in last stand and fire his rifle at the Stalkers. Missing. Zilf will run up to the enemy objective. That forces Rust Reaper to deal with it, so he is going to assault. Fire the plasma rifle first, -1 to hit. It's still a hit. AP4 for Zilf. He does not block. 1 wound. Wound effect roll. That's a kill. The final model to activate is Xerox. Now, there's no way he can kill both these Stalkers. If he could, the Havoc Androids would win the game by destroying the enemy supply point. However, he only has 1 attack. Ooh, I tell you what, an assault might do it. Yes, he will assault. So, fires the rifle first. And misses. You blew it, doofus. Then he'll charge. And miss with that. Close combat weapon. The Stalker strike back with theirs. One hit. Which is blocked. That's it. That's the end of the game. I feel like both teams gave it their best shot. They really went for it. But in the end, it is a draw. That means both the Ratmen clans and the Havoc Androids will be going through to the semi-finals for a three-way battle with the Psycho Cult.